Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kellen here from Start Your Systems and welcome back to MX Bikes, where today we're going to be playing a track called Scherer CT, I think is how you pronounce it, or Scherer CT by Trax MF on MXB Mods. So that is a free track for any of you guys keeping tabs out there. I know some people ask, well, what is it, a paid mod? Is it a free track? This one is full free and it is a ton of fun. It is a short, kind of like local cross style track that apparently is located in Brazil. The Rio Grande do Sul state is what Trax MF says about it. So I don't know if it's a real track or not. I tried to look around a little bit, but couldn't find anything. So not 100% sure if it's a real track, but whether it is or if it isn't, it feels like it certainly could be a real track because it's low key, kind of like a little bit of like a fair race style track. Small jumps. It almost feels kind of like it could be a default track for the game, just because like not a lot of like big jumps on the track, not a lot of like really crazy big sends or anything like that. Inside outside options, some braking bumps, but it's not too rough of a track in general. And honestly, it is just a ton of fun. It's so fast and flowy and super easy if you're a beginner, in my opinion. This is part of why I wanted to make this video today. You know, there's a lot of tracks I could show off and say great things about how they look and play and stuff like that, but for someone of my skill set in the game still, as I'm slowly getting back and my feet wet in the game a little bit, this is one of those tracks that it's just nice to play, man. Like, it's just nice to sit down and feel like you're actually kind of cooking a little bit. You know, you're going really fast and in and out of the corners and even front tuck right there, but it's really easy to just fly around this racetrack and not feel like you're going slow, which, you know, some tracks will make you feel like that. A real national track like the ARL tracks or a supercross track, I mean, it makes you feel like you're going so slow when you can only double through the rhythm sections, or you can only go so fast down a downhill or something like that, or low-key can't even clear a jump, like going off a big tabletop or something like that, and you just don't have enough speed to go over it because you're not going fast enough through the corners. But this is one of those tracks that just makes you feel, I don't know, kind of good about yourself and playing the game, and like your skill set isn't that far off of some of the best players, which mine are, but that's okay. It's just super easy to get around. Like it's got braking bumps in a couple odd spots that are a little bit tough to navigate, but otherwise the inside and outside options in every corner are very easy to get into. You can go very fast through them. Even this whoop section, very easy to just like get on the back fender and go through. Like you don't need to check up quite a lot to do anything crazy through it or slow down. And then there's even a few like kind of fun challenges, like if you're really going faster on this track to try. One of them is launching from this jump all the way out to this single and kind of like tripling that section. And if you get that outside berm just right, you can do it. And then another one, which I don't get very consistently, but as you come over the finish line jump right here, jump into this corner and just rip around the outside. If you get this next corner and straightaway right, you can come through this inside kind of tire tap double and then launch over the top of this little berm here at the top and then downside that into this valley all the way through. So even for like the really high technical, you know, good skilled players in the game, this track still provides some fun challenges, and it's not just a straightforward, simple, easy track. What I think this track would best be suited for, to be honest, is like a Loretta's style amateur race, to have you know, classes of all sizes and disciplines, have the best A riders in the game and the best D riders in the game basically get together and have a race, and you have different classes and variations and stuff like that. Like, I really wish that this track was an MX Sim, because it would 100% be on my rotation for local tracks that we're going to do some fun off-season races with amateurs and stuff like that. So not sure if I'll do something like that in MX Bikes, but this would certainly be one of those tracks where if I did, we would certainly entertain using it and asking Trax MF's permission to be able to do so. Yeah, gosh, it flows so well. It feels like every section kind of ties together correctly. That's the only really like what I would call U-turn on the track right there, is that bull corner after it's basically the second turn on the track, because it's right after the start. Because even this one, like, even though it is basically a U-turn, like, you can go to the outside. I stayed third gear, and I didn't really feel like I was lugging down that bad through there. And then this one's just kind of like a straight up sweeper through the middle. So look at launch out to this roller. That's so fun right there. just landing on the kind of backside of that. And yeah, connecting the lines, kind of flowing inside, outside. The finish line table also is a doozy for throwing some good whips on. You can really get kind of turned upside down on it and still pull it back. So it's kind of got a mix of everything. It's got the big jumps if you want to throw some whips. It's got a couple like nice big floater tables / doubles that you can catch some good air off of. It's got a couple techie sections, like even that up the hill and that like kind of Dragon's Back whoop section right there isn't the easiest thing. Like you can kind of just wide open and most of the time make it through no problem, but it can catch you out. Like the last single before you drop down through the first turn complex is very peaky, so it can pitch you right over the bars very easily. So got to be careful with that. But I like that the whoops, man, you can just hit them so fast and they're very forgiving. The ruts that he built, I think, are perfect. Like they're just deep enough, but not too big. Where like coming into this corner, you just get into it and pushed over the front. But very easy to lay into these ruts, but they're not like overbearing that it feels like you're just ripping basically a massive inside berm all the way through, for example. And then I like that like each corner really does, I feel like, have solid inside outside options. The only rut I think I haven't used, well, 2 ruts so far that I haven't really used much are this one on the inside right here, which you arguably could, probably faster. And then going outside right here just doesn't feel that fast for some reason. But now that I use it, it does seem kind of fast. Try to get to this inside right here. Yeah, look at that. Just laid it over. Basically drag bar. So fun, man. I love tracks like this just because they're... Honestly, the best word for them is mind-numbing. You just start playing them, and after like 15, 20 laps on it, you're like, dang, how many laps have I done? Oh, I'm out of fuel? I don't have any more tear-offs left? I didn't even realize, dude. I was just absolutely ripping, having fun, carrying speed and momentum. And lap times are definitely like sub 1 minute lap times on this track too, which makes it feel like you're really moving fast because you look at the pit board and you're like, oh, 108, 105, 1 minute, 56. Oh man, we're really moving around this track. So kind of cool to do like a little lap time challenge on it as well. And easier to do so than on like a supercross track, right? Like it just feels like you're able to put these laps down pretty consistently over and over again. Jeez, I swapped forever going up the face of that. And it's got a nice little built-in start gate over here too, so you can have some good local races with your buddies. I don't know that I've done a review of a track by Tracks MF yet, but I'm assuming based that he built in a Brazilian track that he is of Brazilian descent or something along those lines, or maybe has friends that are Brazilian that know about this track. Because like I said, I looked around the internet a little bit. I don't know if this is a real track, but definitely a nice little concept to have a local cross style track from Brazil make its way into the game, because I've never seen this one in sim. Almost always reliably you can go back and find some version of a track that's in MX Bikes in sim if it's a real track, because sim's been around long enough that it's got so many real tracks that have been created and built. But this one I've never heard of, and I'm a little bit surprised at that, because this is certainly a fun local cross style one, if it is real. Again, it might not be real and I might just be talking nonsense right now. But for beginners, this is the way to go right here. This is how you learn to go fast in the game, in my opinion. This is how you work on corner speed as well, because it's got ruts, berms, you name it. It's kind of gives you a full perspective of the different elements you have to learn about the game to go fast. So definitely would recommend this track if you're just picking up the game, or maybe, you know, let's say you're 40, 50 hours into the game and you're looking for something that's like easy, lighthearted, and fun. This is a great option for that. And this is the types of tracks that I like showing off, just to get, you know, a varied perspective of the game for both new players, old players alike. See what they think about it, because even the veteran players that, you know, maybe you watch this video and you're like, oh, this is a track I hadn't seen yet, looks fun, I want to try it out. Then you can tell me like, all right, once you try it out, how does it feel? How does it scale up against what I was describing it as? And what's your perspective of you know, how easy it is to go fast or how hard it is to go fast on a track like this? And environment wise, like, look, it even has like rain ruts all the way down through this valley right here for this little area that he dug out. It just, to be honest, if it isn't a real track, it certainly feels like it could be anywhere, like any Midwest type of track in the USA, or, you know, kind of low-key British track out on the field somewhere, something like that. Very, very nicely done. 10 out of 10, would recommend and play it again. So thanks to Tracks MF for the track. Scherer CT in MX Bikes, an absolute shredder of a track, a lot of fun. Be sure to download it in the description below. Include a link down there if you guys want to try it out for yourself. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, always happy to go down in the comments below and answer them for you guys as well. But thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As always, appreciate you stopping by and watching another one. And we hope to see you guys in the next one as well. So long for now.